Hi, this is Jasmine signing in to Phobats.org. I'm here with Mrs. DeStriver. Hi, Mrs. Shriver.
Hi, Jasmine.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, we're here with the Time for Lunch campaign for Fight with Tools. We're going to ask you some questions. How do you good? Okay. What changes would you make in the ideally lunch for schools?
I think that we need to have more healthy choices for our students. We need to get rid of the refined sugar. That's the first thing. Second thing is that we should maybe limit the choices so that it is just good for you food.
Why do you believe that these choices aren't available?
I think it's a money issue. Honestly, pizza is a lot cheaper than salad, and there are plenty of healthy options out there. And I think that I think we're so ingrained into having hot dogs and hamburgers and pizza and things like that every day for lunch because they're easy to make and they're less expensive that people think that there's no possible way to make that switch to healthy choices. But I know that there's school districts that have made that change.
Now, I've shared some facts with you. I'm going to read them again. 1 in 3 students is obese. In the last 30 years, the overweight has doubled between the ages of elementary and high school, and also 30% of kids will have diabetes by the time they're in their 30s. How do you feel about this?
It's a strain on our healthcare system, for one, and secondly, and most importantly, it's awful. I mean, kids don't want to be unhealthy, and I don't think that anybody ever makes that decision to be diabetic or to be obese or anything like that. Nobody ever wakes up and says, gee, I think I'm going to, become diabetic today. Let me eat as much sugar as possible. Nobody ever makes that decision for themselves. So that in and of itself says that kids need to start thinking a little bit more about what it is that they're eating. Now, is that directly related only to schools? I don't think it's just schools that play a role in that, but I think it's a part of it.
We already answered these questions. How do you feel after eating school lunch, if you ever have, or unhealthy foods?
Well, after eating unhealthy foods, all I want to do is curl up in a little ball and go to sleep. But I don't really eat school lunch anymore, so, because typically I bring other stuff to school that's a little bit more healthy. That's why I pick my own stuff to take to school, because the stuff that they have in the cafeteria, while I'm sure is quite delicious, and I don't want to, slam on the school lunch system very hard, I just think that the stuff I make at home is cheaper. That's for one thing for me. I can't really afford to buy school lunch every day, and I know if I can bring a salad to work, it's a little bit of a better choice than maybe doing pizza or something like that.
Do you feel there's a direct connection between a student's lunch and what in their performance in schools?
Yes. I think that third period is the hardest period to teach in the whole school day because kids come in and they're on this giant sugar high for the first, about 25 to 30 minutes of class, so it's hard to get them settled down. And then the last hour of class, I'm not even kidding you, everybody in class, unless you've got them up working in a lab or something, is like... So, yeah, there is a direct relation because kids come in, they're totally ramped up because they've had Red Bull, they've had their Monster Energy drinks, they've had everything, and then they're like, you guys are like little puppies. You're spinning around chasing your tail, and then all of a sudden you just fall over and fall asleep. That's kind of what goes on after lunch periods in the afternoons. It gets pretty difficult as a teacher to keep kids engaged when they're eating bad food.
Okay, thank you for your time. This is Jasmine signing out, Phobats.org. Thanks.